and welcome back to my channel, TorAthena, where you may remember a line from many films.
I've been in a few.
Yes, but one of my favourite ones that we ever did was the Advent Calendar movie talk. So we are doing a non-Christmassy version of it, and what else but mix our love of comics and films together and discuss Civil War!
Civil War,
Or
yes.
Captain America 3.
Yeah.
Civil War.
Yeah. Whose side are you on?
Whose side are you on though?
We're gonna go straight into that.
I think we should.
Okay. Alright, well, off the bat, I want to say that I'm a huge fan of the graphic novel. I know you are as well. Yes. And obviously, with the build-up to the film, I was disenchanted by it. But when I read the graphic novel for the first time, I was very much in Captain America's camp. It
wasn't 100% clear to me. I remember in the book, I constantly changed my mind. Every page I turned, I'd be like, Captain America, Tony Stark, Captain America, Tony Stark. In the film, even from the adverts on, I knew I was Team Stark. I was Team Iron Man. There was no question about it. But in the book, I couldn't decide. So who were you in the film then?
In the film, I was Iron Man.
But, so
I was like,
good.
I flipped. That, I mean, that's
You're
not...
a traitor?
Well, no, I don't feel so. I don't feel so because this is not the same. This is not the same argument. It's not the same scenario.
Well, this was my whole point of why I wasn't looking forward to this film, was because it wasn't Civil War.
No.
It really annoyed me that it was called Civil War and it wasn't Civil War. And I have a rant to say, because I'm sick of people commenting on my videos or my friends having a go at me. Because when we went with Andrew Coulson, and he said, oh, I'm looking forward to the film because I'm not comparing it to another medium that doesn't work on screen. Or, no, he might not have said...
Passive-aggressive Andrew Coulson.
I know, he may not have said doesn't work on screen, but he did say, I'm not comparing it to another medium. I've kind of realised, because loads of people are having a go at me or lecturing me or just simply commenting, you're never going to get Civil War in a comic book. And I kind of got beaten down, and then I was like, no. I don't care what people say. I know that we can't have Civil War, but that doesn't stop me from, like, that doesn't take away my right to be upset about it. Civil War is one of the greatest comics I've ever read, and it's just like going to see Harry Potter and you find out it's actually Mildred Hubble from The Worst Witch and there isn't even Harry Potter in it. Yeah. You're allowed to be upset that one of your favourite fictitious stories isn't going to be the same on screen, and you're allowed to be
and
that.
To be fair, if you're not going to be vocal about it, and if you're not going to say this and demand it of kind of Marvel to make this film, then it never will.
But what did you actually think of the film?
I really enjoyed the movie. Just off the bat, I'm just going to say I really enjoyed the film. I wasn't elevating it too high. I think I was kind of expecting an okay film.
Yeah.
And then I would find a couple of things in there that I'd enjoy. But in general, I felt I was going to be disappointed. I hate to admit it, like, my world just doesn't make sense right now, but I was in part wrong. Yeah.
Because it was. I knew it wasn't gonna be, I knew it was gonna be an entertaining film, but I genuinely didn't expect to enjoy the film, if that makes sense, and I really did. The first half, I was like really worried that it was gonna be my favourite Marvel film. It sets up very perfectly why Tony Stark feels the way he does about registration. It sets up perfectly why Captain America is really against registration.
Well, I mean, before we even go further than that, I don't appreciate it being called registration. Because it's not really, it's just liability. What happened in the graphic novel was obviously kind of like all heroes had to kind of divulge who their identities were and enlist, basically. And the government
that was a big thing, because it wasn't just that you had to be held accountable, we had to know who you are.
Yeah.
And that makes personal families and close loved ones vulnerable. Vulnerable, because then villains know who these superheroes are. They're going to just go after their loved ones. So it made a lot more sense why you would be against registration in the comic. It doesn't, even if it implies that in the film, it doesn't state that. It just says you're held accountable.
Yeah, and this affected every single hero in America. Now, obviously, in the graphic novels, there's thousands of them, but this affected every single hero in the Western world, basically. And whereas in this film, it's just the Avengers. It's just the the seven Avengers. But the thing is, everyone knows who they are. So as far as accountability goes, it's not about that. It's more about the government choosing when they go fight. It's not the registration. And so it's not the same argument that they put forward in the Civil War graphic novel. This is a whole different thing.
It's the movie version.
This is Captain America worrying about whether the government is going to make them into basically a hit squad, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, so we've established that
it's
not the registration that is as strict and as dangerous as the one in the comic.
Yeah.
But even still, it doesn't matter, because they use this registration sign-up thing as the initial premise to visualize whose side people are on. And then 5 minutes later, Captain America goes, well, I'm going to go and save Bucky. And then it just so happens that they've already picked a group, and it's like in school, and it's like, well, I'm already on this team, so I've got to be against you, saving Bucky.
Yeah.
Because then the registration thing never really ever comes apart again. It's just them two already divided teams then go, well, we're going to help Bucky, or we're not going to help Bucky.
Yeah.
That's kind of what happens. It actually has nothing to do with the registration.
It was Buckygate. It was the fact that they are quite happily enlisting anybody who's enhanced to join this team.
But this is something else I also thought. I went, what's classed as enhanced? Tony Stark is just a rich guy who builds suits. Black Widow is just an assassin.
Yeah, but this was Scarlet Witch that caused the problem in the first place.
Who, by the way, I'm just going to start ranting now.
Yeah, there's no structure to this. Rant away. That's what we want.
I don't like her in this film. Everyone's saying I really like her, she comes across badass. No, she's selfish. She's the only selfish person in this film.
Because I thought she would have been the other way. I thought she would have been on,
She makes this building explode, and she is so, like, unbelievably shocked and upset at the beginning, which I thought was actually great. I thought that scene was done really well. And then she finds out that Vision is keeping her inside to protect her and to stop everyone freaking out because she's so powerful. And then all of a sudden, she doesn't really react to that. It's just Clint comes to save her and she goes, well, I'm going because I don't want to be grounded anymore.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, no, you killed people. I think you should think about your actions. You do need a timeout.
Yes, Vision. Yes, Vision. Thank God you weren't the one protecting it, because that whole building would have been leveled. But no, I mean, that conflict between Vision as well, which I have to say was amazing. Seeing Scarlet Witch's powers was just, using Vision the way she did was fantastic to watch.
I never liked Vision in Avengers. I just couldn't get used to his look. It looked so weird. I couldn't tell whether it was CGI or makeup or meant to be skin or a suit. I don't know, it didn't sit right with me. And I'm that dork that takes like a little notebook with me to the cinema, and I had a page for every character so I could write what I thought about them. And it said on the first line, I still don't like him, he's still weird. Then after just listening to him talk to Wanda, all you hear is, he's kind of cool. And then, oh my God, I love him. And I flipped 180 on him. I love this guy, and I love Vision. I think
but you can see the relationship building up between him and Scarlet Witch.
Well, Aaron, who didn't know about the relationship in the comics, who was another friend who came to the cinema, he went, that was a bit obvious, wasn't it? I went, well, they're together in the comics. They're just really shoehorning it in. But anyone who knows a bit about that Marvel world knows that they get together anyway, so yeah, it doesn't matter.
I thought that was nicely done, because it's admiration. I don't think it's love yet. I think he really, really likes her as a sentient being.
As a murderer. Sorry, my camera cut out. So, what do you think of the airport brawl?
Well, I felt it was like somebody playing with a collection of action figures and just bopping them together quite a lot. Because it was like a really large, convenient set for everything to go in. No, it was like the most...
It was almost though, like, little fish, big pond. It was like the airport brawl was perfect, but there wasn't enough action heroes to fill it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's sad in itself. It's sad in itself when, you have like, a quadruple page spread in Civil War saying these are all the people who are going to be fighting.
Like, this is the epicness of the Civil War fight.
Okay, and this is what we got in the movie. And yeah, it is sad having the 6 people running towards the 6 people. You couldn't even have one person roaring, into battle, because it's 6 people just really quickly running towards 6 people.
The thing is, with Marvel do something better than any other comic movie. They do funny jokes, one-liners, they lighten the mood, and I mean literally perfectly. but I think they struggled to do anything else. There was a lot of dark and horrible undertones in this, and I don't think they did them very well.
There was serious undertones. There was a lot of serious undertones. But one of the things I liked about that, though, is that Tony Stark became serious in this film.
Yes.
Every previous film with Iron Man in it, Tony Stark was kind of like the wisecracking, kind of jokey, doesn't take things seriously guy. But now he's passed that mantle on.
Yeah, we'll get back to that in a second.
Yes. I saw it in your eyes.
Yeah, the click there. I think Iron Man was serious, in all fairness, perfectly, but I think that was down to acting, not writing. But what I do think was more writing than acting was Holly, who is the other Gamma Dames podcaster I do a podcast with. We are the most opposite. She is obsessed. To know in the hell, if she could make love to fictitious characters, she would find a way to have sex with Bucky Barnes and Captain America. And she is one of them people who probably have action dolls of them and make them kiss because she loves them that much, and she couldn't wait for this film. She cried watching the trailer of this movie. Yeah. She was shaking. She actually needed a whole day to get her thoughts together. She was that unhappy with certain things. And she brought up a really good point. Captain America is fighting people, his comrades, his loved ones, nearly hurting other people and civilians around him for the sake of his best friend, his soulmate, you know, his buddy. They don't even hug in the film. The only thing they have is this awkward, there's no, I'm with you to the end of the line. There's no weird sexual gay tension between them, which a lot of people imply is in a lot of the comics and other films. There is literally no platonic nor friction, love or admiration or anything between them at all. Even at the very end where Bucky gets frozen, which Holly just can't even talk about, he's not even upset or saying I'll be there when you wake up. See ya, Bucky. Yeah, he's like, I've got to go, I don't trust myself, and he's like, right, okay, bye.
Yeah. We'll defrost you when we have to have another bigger battle.
Yeah, when we can afford you again.
And here's a new arm.
Yeah, it's just, and I didn't click onto it until she mentioned it, but I do think that's one of my bitter tastes. There was no consequence, and there was no on-screen chemistry, even a platonic chemistry, between the two people that are throwing caution to the wind and pissing everyone off. For these two people.
Well, one of the reasons why I'm not in Captain America's camp on the debate is mainly because I think they've made Captain America really awkward and annoying, and I don't think he has any reason to object.
He's creepy. He's making out with Peggy's granddaughter.
Yeah, that's not what I'm saying. That's not where I drew the line.
You start drawing the line there for me.
I draw the line on the fact that he's only been defrosted like a year and a half, and before that he's from the 50s, 40s?
40s.
Yeah, the 40s. So it's not like his ethics are so powerful. I mean, he was happy to be drafted into the war just to fight for his country and be told to do anything anyway.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. He wanted to fight for his country, so what's the difference between fighting for his country and the 40s? He's been brought up constantly
with posters of Uncle Sam.
Yeah,
we need you.
We need you. Do as we say. Yeah. Fight for our country.
I mean, you know, Marvel Universe, comic universe, Captain America is different. He's had years and years and years to kind of like build up battles and stories and things like that. But you know, it's like in fact, he only ever led one unit before this. He's not even qualified to lead the Avengers.
Let's talk about the other thing.
Okay, right, yeah. So now the thing is, we sound like we're being really negative about the film.
Yeah, because
we've drawn on that, but
nothing's perfect.
Yeah.
We both enjoyed this film, but come on, if you go around saying that something is perfect, even my favourite game in the world, Fable, is not perfect. My favourite movie has flaws. You can't just go, oh, it's amazing, just because you're a Marvel fan, or you're a Captain America fan, or a Tony Stark fan. You have to be honest with it, and that's what we do. We're honest with it. But let's say something that is we both have already established is off. Well, it's actually my favourite, actually. I don't know, I just assumed yours.
It is, because I think it was done perfect. Two things were done absolutely perfectly, and I'm glad they've introduced this into the universe, because I think
this is the thing I was the most wrong about as well. I like full on eat my words. I'm wrong, I take it back. Press announcement, Lucy was wrong.
Go on, you say it, you want to say it.
Spider-Man!
Spider-Man! Peter Parker. God love that little lad.
I saw what he looked like, and I was like, why are they hiring a toddler to be Spider-Man? What? And then I saw a picture of him and I was like, nah. And then to be fair, in the scene, he walks in, and I was like, nah. So Aunt May, and I was like, nah, no.
Marisa Tomei?
She's not Aunt May. And
no,
then,
it's just too hot to be Aunt May. I really, really like Mr. May. I've always liked Mr. May. And go on, sorry.
And I was like just not okay with it. And then all of a sudden Tony Stark and the kid start talking and I was like, this is quite good.
Yeah.
This
is good chemistry.
Something's going on here and it's working and I'm getting goosebumps. And then that was it. And then I saw him in the suit and it's weird because it is more like the animated comic version. I don't know if it does work in as much on screen, but either way, I accepted it. Like, he's such a good Spider-Man. I just accepted everything that was about him, whether I was made up with the costume or not. I am a massive fan of the mesh eyes in Amazing Spider-Man movie. I'm actually a big fan of that suit. I think it's one of my favorites. So I do think it's not my favorite suit, but I accepted it because this Spider-Man was... I closed my eyes and I was watching the Saturday morning cartoons again, listening to him. It was awesome. And I've also worked out the secret of why all the other Spider-Man films don't work. Or they don't work as well as they should, because Spider-Man's my boy. I love Spider-Man.
Okay, go on.
He doesn't work on his own as well as when he's the comic relief. Comic relief should never be just one person on their own. He's the guy that pisses everyone else off in a fight.
Yes, that's the line. I was like, that's what I love, is that he irritated the hell out of people with his work, but not us. You know what I mean? It's not like we were watching it going, oh, just shut up and fight. We were listening to him going, oh my god, you got a metal arm, that's so cool. And we were just laughing because it is cool.
I think it was a scene in Civil War and they're all playing poker and Spider-Man goes, oh my god, this is amazing, why don't we do this more often? And Wolverine says, we do, we just don't invite you because you never shut up. And I'm like, that's just perfect.
Yeah, there's several comics I've read in the Ultimate Universe as well where he's just, I think it's with Daredevil, and Daredevil's like, can't get his voice out of his head, just shut up. And like, that's the conversations that kind of, that's my Spider-Man. And the second thing, if I can bring this one in, that I absolutely adore, and I think they introduced it perfectly, and it was amazing, is Giant Man. I don't know your view on this yet?
Sorry, but
it's okay.
I didn't even know who he was when he was talking to everyone. I had to go in the cinema, who's that? And they were like, Ant-Man, you crazy woman. And so I actually went, I want to go watch Ant-Man now because he was brilliant in Civil War. However, he did throw a truck at someone. Like, there are a couple of questions.
But I love that. No, because even that was brilliant. Don't you remember the line he said afterwards?
I thought it was a water
truck. That was just a good line.
But I don't get it.
Yeah, okay, so you haven't seen the first Ant-Man film.
No, but I really did like it.
Ant-Man introduces the ability to make things shrink, or make Scott Lang shrink, the character. So he can get small, and that's it, but he can only get to like human size. They did introduce technology to make objects larger, but never a person. So this is the first time you knew you were going to see Giant Man, and the only reason I knew that Giant Man was going to be in there is because they released the Funko Pop kind of thing.
Funko, give it away.
I know. So I knew they were going to do it, and it was and to be honest, I don't know if I'm just filthy minded, but the way that he introduced the fact that he had that power, there was no like on-screen laughing, there was no kind of like witty banter or something. He just said dry, and I don't know if it was me making it filthier than it was, but they were asking, does anyone have anything big? And he goes, I got something big. It kind of, I can only hold it for a little while, and I kind of pass out after a bit. And I'm like, what is... Is that really, is he saying this? Is he actually saying this? But no one's reacting.
I did not get that.
Did you not get it?
And I am a terribly minded person.
Watch it again. You finally saw him as Giant Man. It looked right.
I love the fact Spider-Man went to Captain America. He went, that shield does not like obey the laws of physics at all. Yes. I was like, no, it don't.
Wait, you know what? That is gonna be CinemaSins saying Spider-Man could work for CinemaSins. You watch. But no, totally. I thought that was hilarious as well. There's a lot of really funny lines in it. I thought it was a great movie. I just thought there was a lot of set pieces that were kind of like too convenient in places. It also looked like it was edited by iMovie, when every time it went to a different place it would be like Belgium, and it was just like these white. I hated that white text. Belgium. I was like, iMovie does that. Yeah, I thought that was stupid. And I always hate pet peeve, when someone says present day. 4 years from now, I'm going to be watching this film, and I'm like, that's not present day. Flying on my space car. It's alright. The bad guy.
Bad guy.
Zemo.
Right, the thing is that really annoyed me, because I was watching this so much, because I was getting so annoyed going, this doesn't need to be here, there's this own drama, we don't need a villain.
Yeah, they watered down the reason that they're fighting in the first place by making it into kind of like, oh, it was all planned.
But then, I kind of really liked that. I liked that he was a genius. Bad guys' egos always think that they are better than the superhero, and that's their downfall, they never win. And he was actually self-aware and went, no, I'm not, but they can kill each other. And I thought that was genius. However, I thought it was used in the wrong film. They tried to make 3 different reasons why these heroes were fighting. They were already fighting over the Registration Act. They were already fighting over Bucky. And okay, fair enough, they were already fighting over Bucky because he made everyone think Bucky had already bombed another place.
Yeah.
But they didn't need to do it. They didn't.
Yeah, they didn't even need to make it so that it was a fake Bucky doing the terrorist
All
act.
it could have been was, we found Bucky's location.
Yeah.
Let's go get him.
Yeah. Keep it straight and simple like that.
Yeah.
But I think I just want to make him into a good guy. Sorry.
Well, he could have been a good guy, because he could have been like, I don't do that anymore. But they're like, well, no, we found you. You've got to pay for your
but that's that grey area though. Kind of like, does he need to answer for his crimes, I guess? Or no, he needs to repent of his sins. But the thing is with that whole fight. Go on.
Sorry.
I'm going. Is because as we're talking, things are coming back.
I've got 2 things I need to say now.
I know. I think as well that last reveal that Bucky actually killed Iron Man's parents.
Oh, I actually thought that was genius. I did not see that coming.
Yeah, I didn't see it coming either. But Captain America, dick.
Oh, and that was the other thing I didn't like. You knew why Captain America was on the side that he was, but it didn't really establish a reason why anyone else was. Just other heroes turned up and went, yeah, we'll fight for you. There was no backstory or character development or character depth for you to relate or understand why they were fighting the cause they were fighting. Where in the comic, obviously it's a lot easier to do it on paper because you have all the pages in the world, but you felt a lot more why people were fighting the side they were fighting. Where in this, you just got why Captain America was and why Tony Stark was, and that was kind of it. And that kept taking me out of the moment. Yeah. Because in the airport scene, I saw Ant-Man fighting the other guys, and I was like, but why? Why is he doing it? Why is Clint, who, by the way, the government said, if you don't want to be registered, you retire. He was already retired. It wasn't like, if you don't register,
there was no reason for him.
If you don't register, you go to prison. It wasn't like that. It was just, you can't be a superhero.
Tony Stark even said that to him when he was in prison. It's like, why did you even come back?
It's just stupid. Oh, and Black Panther, who was
he's in it too.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
But what was the origin story for him being Black Panther? Was the fact that his dad was killed this reason why he went, I'm going to be the superhero, and then run to Smithy's and get one of the best created suits I've ever seen? Or was he already Black Panther, and the fact his dad died was actually a mute point to why he got dressed up and started fighting people?
No.
Because it made it look like his dad died and he was done with being political and he was like, this is it, it's in my own hands now. And then he gets this suit, this unbelievable, perfectly fitted, manufactured suit made out of vibranium.
Yeah, amongst other stuff.
What did he just carry that around with him until he went, one day I might need it? Or was he already Black Panther? And if he was already Black Panther, his dad didn't need to die.
Okay, well the explanation was that he already was Black Panther. Black Panther in Wakanda is a warrior and a political figure at the same kind of time. Depends on what.
But then his dad didn't need to die. His dad died purely just so he could be vengeful.
It's vengeance. It's all about vengeance.
And then not be vengeful. And I still say this, he was actually one of the truest heroes there, because he was the one who, he let the villain not die. He went, this life isn't done with you yet, or the living isn't done with you yet. Yeah. And I really liked that. And I really liked that he was actually the reason his dad died, because he was the one who did the bomb, not Bucky. And he could have killed him and he didn't. And I really, really, really liked that. The CGI on Robert Downey Jr. when he's meant to be like 16 again was mind blown. It was like I was watching Charlie Chaplin.
That was kind of, it was creepy. And my final point, I think, to wrap up is the thing that annoyed me more than anything about the whole experience of knowing that Civil War was coming out, was that they had too many reveals prior to the film coming out. I would have given anything to have found out on the day that Spider-Man was in that movie. I would give anything to have gone in there blind and not know that Spider-Man is going to appear in Civil War.
I don't think that's just a Marvel problem these days. I think I don't really pay attention to other trailers, so I'm going to say just geeky trailers. I feel like they fear we need more all the time, and I think we do. We're greedy, we want more, but really we don't. It's like when we're coming up to Christmas and they're like, do you want your presents early? And of course you do, but once you have it you go, fuck, I've got it now, and I've got a present for Christmas. I think they need to, I definitely agree with you, but like, I'm just talking about any geeky movie publication whatsoever. Stop giving us so much, because we're still gonna come to cinema and watch it. You could have just put this poster everywhere and nothing else, and we would have been, fuck, we need to go and watch this film. And I watched the trailer especially for Spider-Man and screamed when I saw it, and I was watching it in the kitchen and I screamed out loud. I got so excited, and then I thought, but now I know. And I 100% agree with you. I think they give too much away, to the point where I watch some trailers and I feel like I've just watched the film in a Cliff Note version, and they just, I agree with you.
That shot is literally, that they revealed is literally the first shot you ever see Spider-Man in his outfit in the movie. So that was taken away from us. That ability was taken away from us. It was taken away from the director to be able to kind of like have you experience that at the right time. Perfect example of that is the female Ghostbusters trailer. You see the car, you see the uniform, Slimer. You see the Slimer, you see a ghost, you see the equipment, you see the secretary getting hired, you see literally the film, and all these firsts that you want to see, you're excited, of course you want to see the car, you want to see the uniform, you want to see all these things, but you want to see them in the film with context. When we finally see them in the film with context, we may not care, because we're like, fuck it, we've already seen it in the trailer. I 100% agree with you, and they're the worst culprit. That trailer is awful. That is like the film. But I think it's our fault that they do that though, because as soon as somebody puts those clips online, we share, we do things to it, and there's production companies who decide to change the special effects so it's Scarlet Spider instead or something like that. It's just kind of, we flood the internet with tweets and retweets and Facebook comments and shares and stuff like that. The second that they put something like that out there, and that is brilliant for the film companies, because like,
I think we'd
the
share
internet
it anyway,
is screaming out.
I think we would share it anyway. If like I said, going back to this, if there was just this everywhere on the internet, are you telling me you wouldn't share the crap out of that? I'm going,
but you know who isn't on there? Spider-Man. Spider-Man is not on there because they were trying to hold it back.
They couldn't afford him. Yep, but we're going now, we're going.
Yes, and thank you for having me on the show.
Oh, thank you for coming, you're awesome.
Oh, thank you.
By the way, I haven't mentioned it in this video, but he's a really awesome artist, and you know, go check that out.
You don't have to do this.
Link's always below.
But thank you very much.
I always do anyway.
It's just a pleasure to be on the show. Link below. Link below.
He needs food.
I haven't, it doesn't look like it, but I haven't eaten.
Okay, bye!
Bye.